Hi everyone, and welcome to my set review for Downtown Diner, set number 10260. This is the Creator Expert Modular for 2018, and I'm very excited to share my thoughts with you. Downtown Diner was released on January 1st. It has 2,480 pieces and is listed at $169.99 in the US. It comes with 6 minifigs, including a chef, a waitress, a boxer, a bodybuilder, a manager, and a rock star. It has 3 floors, including the diner, from which it takes its name, a gym, and a recording studio. We'll take a look at the interior of each floor in just a few moments, but let's start by looking at the exterior. When I first saw the photos of this set online, I was a little unsure about the exterior. As I've talked about in other videos, I live in the northeast region of the US, where we typically don't see architecture or color schemes like this. You might typically find a building like this in Miami or other areas of Florida where there is warmer climate. I also wasn't originally fond of the idea of a diner with other floors above it, because all of the diners I've experienced in my life don't have anything like this. But those were minor concerns, and it wasn't enough to deter me from getting the set. And there were a number of areas of the set, like the staircase on the side of the building and the spiral staircase around the back of the building, which I found very intriguing. The staircase set up for Assembly Square, and the fact that someone had to walk through all those different businesses was one of my biggest complaints about that set. So at first glance, it looked like LEGO got it right this time. Now that I've had a chance to build the set, I can tell you they made a major improvement here. This spiral staircase involves some of the more intricate building techniques I've ever seen, and the way it all comes together at the end was really very nice. And it really is very structurally sound. You can see if I push on it, it's not really going anywhere. And that's because it's connected in 3 different points. I also really liked the techniques used to build the facade of the building with these 1x1 and 1x2 tiles on the 2nd and 3rd floor, which look like brick. It was somewhat painstaking for me because I struggle with tiling, but I can tell you I definitely want to use both the staircase and this facade technique in some of my future mocks. I also really like the technique used to build the windows on the side. They kind of just rest in there and then get locked in place by those archways. So that was new and interesting. And kind of the same concept with the glass portal looking pieces there. They just rest right in there and get locked in to the blank space of the archway. Even the roof is really cool. I really like the skylight, which opens up to the recording studio. And the top of the facade looks really neat as well. And that was some very cool building technique there as well. Even the vocal booth recording studio benefits from the design of the roof because there's a light under here which hangs down right over the top of the vocal booth. And that was a really nice touch. Now that I've had a chance to build it, I can say I really like the end result of the exterior, and the pictures simply don't do it any justice. So let's take a look at the interiors. The first floor interior is designed to look like a classic 1950s diner. We got the black and white tile floors, the red bar stools so the patrons can sit at the counter, and what I would call the highlight of this floor, if not the entire build, this 1950s style jukebox, which is built to minifig scale. Very cool. I also like the simplicity of this gumball machine, and I can tell you I plan to add this to a future mock, which is already in progress. The whole first floor was an A+ part of the build for me, and I just love all the little details, including the ketchup and mustard bottles, the napkin dispenser, and the two different color soda dispensers, and the way that that sits in the counter to create almost like a little drain. To me, these are the kinds of details which bring a building to life. The second floor interior is designed to look like a gym. Given the size and layout of this floor, I really have to give it up to the design team for how much they've packed in here. No, it doesn't have a ton of workout machines and benches or treadmills like a modern gym would, but I don't think that was the intention. And the fact that they were able to cram a boxing ring, a punching bag, a bench press, dumbbells, and a water cooler into this overall space is pretty impressive. I really like that the punching bag swings like a real punching bag, and I really appreciate the design of the dumbbell rack. As you can see, these are in here pretty good, and that could have been a disaster if it wasn't built the way that it is, because that would have been falling out all the time. I really think this is another job well done on the part of the design team. The third floor interior is designed to look like a recording studio. For me, this is where the build starts to get a little bit off track. I've spent some time in recording studios, and while I appreciate the large size of the vocal booth, I can't help but wonder where the drum set and guitar amplifiers are. It seems like a little too much emphasis was put on the singing aspect of recording an album, with very little thought given to the other instrumentation. All of this is probably nitpicking, and I still really like what the design team did with the space they had available. I just can't help thinking this floor would have been better as something else, like maybe a radio station. No big deal, really. I've got plans for my own recording studio mock in the future, so maybe I'll just move this business down the road to my mock and convert this floor to a radio station at that time. The final piece of the puzzle here is this pink convertible. I know a lot of people online were disappointed with the look of this from the pictures. I saw many comments about how this was going to be like the limo from Palace Cinema. I have to say, I actually think this looks pretty cool. I think it fits really well with the 1950s time period and the overall set. One last comment before we get to my overall set rating. One of the first things everyone noticed about this set was how the minifig faces is a departure from the traditional old school faces with simple black eyes and smile. I mean, this literally caused pages of forum debate where people were getting borderline nasty with each other. I'm probably one of the biggest traditionalists you'll ever meet, and even I like the move to the new faces. It allows the fakes to look more expressive and fit better into the environment around them. And to me, the secondary look where the Rockstar fig is singing really makes the move away from the old faces worth it. Overall, this was a fantastic build and worth every penny. Even better for me was the fact that I had some rewards points saved up, and with gift cards from Christmas, I paid only $1.02 out of pocket. If I had to nitpick, I would say my two complaints about the overall build, aside from the comments I made regarding the recording studio, are the diner lettering, which looks a little too cartoonish for my taste. I've never liked lettering at all when it comes to Lego. And then also the way the top floors sit on the other floors. It sounds weird to say this, but it's almost too sturdy. What I mean by that is it was really difficult to get the floors to line up correctly with one another. And once I did, it was hard to remove them. This probably won't matter to me much since I typically leave the modulars alone once they're displayed in my city. But I could see this causing a lot of frustration for someone who likes to take the floors off and put them back on a lot. Nothing I've said here should deter anyone from buying the set, since it really is a great overall build. Right up there with other top-of-the-line sets in my opinion. I would call it a 9.9 out of 10. And that's probably just because I don't believe that the perfect set exists at this point. This one is really close, and I'm really looking forward to what this lead designer comes up with in the future. I'm already counting down the days to next year's modular release. That's it for now. I hope you enjoyed my set review for Downtown Diner. If you like this video, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. And if you are new to my channel, please click the subscribe button. Until next time, thanks for watching.